Welcome back to another episode of the Off the Couch Show. Today we got NFL Week 11. We're going to give our picks for Week 12. We're going to play a little game of Guess Who. And then we're going to end it off with some NBA talk.
Yeah, starting out NFL, we have Panthers beat the Falcons 30-27. Kind of seems like the Panthers are just the kryptonite for the Falcons. And honestly, that kryptonite just seems to be getting worse and worse for the Falcons as I think their season might be in a bag at this point.
100%.
I mean, you got Penix with the partially torn ACL. You have no quarterback. You have no first-round pick. Who'd they traded to?
It was to the Rams, I think.
Yeah, they traded up.
Ended up getting James Pierce.
James Pierce, yes.
For it.
So, I mean, you have no starting quarterback. You have no first-round pick. I think we should be looking at a head coach change here in a little bit.
I mean, as soon as this week, to be honest, I can really see it happening. So,
yeah. Bryce Young looked great. I know there's a lot of doubts throughout this is his, third year in the league, I think. There's a lot of doubts throughout the first 2 years, but it was a terrible situation, the first 2 years especially. You see a little bit stronger of an O-line. You get a new wide receiver one in there, which McMillan's been great. I think he's really adapted well.
I think he's 6th in receiving yards right now. So
he's looked great. And then Panthers are 6-5, which I think the Bucks are.
They're leading in the South.
They're 6-4 though, and we don't see them. We don't even see the Panthers and Bucks play until week 16 and 18. So that'll be a very interesting last 3 weeks of the season, especially.
Yep.
But yeah, just the Falcons are in a straight downhill decline right now. I think you'd rather lose the last 7 games they have than win them at this point.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really do anything, but at least you might have You're not making the playoffs. It's not possible. You have to play the Seahawks and the Rams. You lose both those.
What does losing even do? Because you don't have a first-round pick.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. At least if you have the second worst record, at least you're getting technically a late first-round pick. You know what I mean? You're gonna get a second-round pick 3, pick 2. That's the way I would look at it, at least. Not a Falcons fan, but I wouldn't any bright side at all. It's the only way I think you could look at it in a positive view. But the other thing is, who wants the head coach job? I mean, who wants to go coach the 3-7 Falcons that don't have a quarterback and have no first-round pick?
No, I don't know who they're going to find. I definitely don't want that.
I'd do it. I mean, just to get fired and get the severance or whatever. Just take it and run with it.
I don't. That's not an ideal job. 100%. I can't see any NFL coach that wants to keep their job and become a premier coach going there. They're horrible. I mean, they have some skill position guys. You have Kyle Pitts and you have Bijan Robinson, and then you have Drake London. But I mean, what do they have to show for it? I mean, they're 3-7.
I think Drake London's out as well this week.
Yeah, he has a PCL injury.
Injury, yeah.
A few seasons ago, we were looking at this team. They just drafted Penix, and they had not Penix. They just signed Kirk Cousins. They had a great secondary. They had Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, I believe.
We also have Xavier Watts, the young guy.
They were looking like a young, up-and-coming team with a great secondary. And all of a sudden, not even 2 seasons later, you are 3-7, no first-round pick. You're losing your head coach. And your quarterback, who you drafted, what was top 5, right?
Top
It was
7.
top 10 for sure. And he has a partially torn ACL, and he's already torn both of his ACLs in his knees. So
8th overall.
Yeah, it was really high. This team is a dumpster fire besides their skill position guys. So I don't really know where they're going to
go. Another team with a head coach that's going to have some decisions to make is the Browns with Stefanski. Stefanski? I don't know how people say it.
I think it's Stefanski.
Stefanski, but you're down to Shedeur Sanders at this point. I didn't get to watch the little bit that he was in. I think the game was getting kind of out of hand at that point. It was towards the end whenever...
I think the game was still in reach whenever he came in, but he
threw the pick.
He kind of threw them out the game.
I did see one clip of him where it was 3rd and 10, and instead of at least trying to get yards down the field at all, he takes off and runs out of bounds for like a 4-yard gain. I mean, obviously not a lot to do, but it didn't help at all. But Myles Garrett is the only, I think, positive on this team right now. Him and Judkins.
Well, they had a decent draft. I mean, they drafted Mason Graham too,
Yeah,
and then Isaiah Bond was he was a free agent, but he's been a little decent pickup so far. We'll see what he does. But the Browns are even more of a dumpster fire than the Falcons are, and they've been that way for a while. Awful organization. I mean, you don't have a quarterback. I mean, Shedeur went 4 for 16, 47 yards and an interception, 13.5 passer rating. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't really know what he was doing. I mean, you have their center saying that he's only heard his cadence like 2 or 3 times. I mean, it's rough over there in
he
Browns
wasn't
country.
even getting like second string reps in practice, is what it sounds like. I mean, usually you have some kind of backup plan where they're going to be at least participating in practice, but it doesn't sound like there's been much of that going on. But yeah, Myles Garrett he's DPOI right now. I think it's pretty clear. Which I think is this his second one if he wins it this year or third?
I think he has one.
He for sure has one. But he's on pace for 25.5 right now. 25.5 sacks. He has 15 right now. He had was this week a 4-sack game?
I think. Oh gosh.
He had 4. I know
he had either 4 or 5 a few weeks ago, and then he had 4 or 5 again this week.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but I mean, he's the first player to ever have 12 plus sacks in 6 straight seasons, and we're going into week 12 right now.
Yeah.
And that's insane that he's just been that dominant. Also, this might be kind of a hot take about the Browns and also the Bengals. The Browns and the Bengals are the same team. They're the same team, opposite roles. Browns have a great defense and their offense sucks. The Bengals have a great offense whenever Burrow is healthy, and their defense sucks. They're the same team missing one key role on each side of the ball. Like, I mean, obviously the Bengals are a little bit more hurting right now, but without Hendrickson in there? Without him playing, it definitely hurts their defense. But yeah, I said that to one of my friends last night, and he didn't really find it very funny. Brennan.
What'd you say?
Brennan. I told him about the Browns and Bengals thing, that they're the same team.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, they both freaking suck, dude. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
And I don't know what the Bengals do from there either, but we'll get to that later. The Ravens, they played the Browns earlier in the year, and they kind of had a stinker on offense as well.
Browns won that game.
Yeah, I didn't play Derrick Henry in like 3 different fantasy teams because he had like 23 carries for 28 yards last time they played the Browns, and then he pops off. And
he was horrible last time.
So. Yeah, and then he pops off, has 18 carries for 103 yards and touchdown. Lamar threw more touchdowns to the Browns than he did to his own team. Started him in fantasy, though, on the same team. But, I mean, it really I think their defense showed a little bit. It showed that they were a little healthy. I don't know if you saw something different. Ravens defense? Oh, they were good.
I mean, if you don't allow any offensive points, then, I mean, your defense is going to be pretty good, even though it's against Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
They're definitely the 32nd ranked offense, correct?
I would assume so.
The Raiders are the 31st.
I know the Raiders are 31.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure. It's got to be them or maybe the Jets.
I don't even think
they're somewhere in the bottom 5.
I think the Jets have had like 2 like 30 plus, almost 40-point games. So there's no way they're 32.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Broncos beating the Chiefs. Little playoff implication with the Broncos up to 9-2. I believe they're first in the AFC.
Yep.
The Chiefs are now 5-5, and
they're the best 5-5 team.
I agree
in football.
I'm gonna agree with that. And I hate on the Chiefs, especially because of your take with how you think that the Chiefs have
was that in the first episode?
I feel like it was. I feel like you said that the Chiefs. What was your wording?
Best defense in football, though. They're also playing the best defense in football.
I mean, I guess, but what was your wording on the Chiefs?
I think I said they're a top 10 offense.
No, you said
five
top 5, and
offense.
and you said
Rice.
You said Rasheed Rice is like top 5, and then you said they have
It
a
was recency bias. It's not my fault.
you said like some you said they're like explosive or
They are explosive. That's literally what their entire team is built to be. Look at their wide receiver depth chart.
there was some word that you used for it that wasn't explosive. I don't know what it was.
There's a big play team. Theoretically,
Yeah, I
with
mean, I
the
guess.
receivers they have, they should be a big play team.
Should be.
You have like 4 of the top 10 fastest players in the NFL at wide receiver. But I think I saw Colin Cowherd say something about the Chiefs even being 5-5. If you beat them, it's a good win.
Yeah.
So the Broncos, it's easy if you looked at this. If you looked at this game 5 years from now, and you're like looking back at old scores from the Chiefs and Broncos, you're like, oh, like the Broncos beat the 5-4 Chiefs. Like, what? Obviously not very good, but no, I mean, they've had a lot of games that are really close to a couple different plays could have changed it. But they're not in the play. I saw a playoff graphic, and not seeing the Chiefs involved in it made my heart a little happy. I gotta say, Travis Kelce's on his last legs. It's pretty obvious. He did break.
He played well in this game. He had 90 yards and a touchdown in this game. So.
But he also set the Chiefs receiving touchdown record all time. So I think that was on that touchdown. But yeah, I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think they're going to have
to take a look
to
at their schedule, but I mean, being 5-5, I mean, it's not really looking too hot for them.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know, this team really had of course, they had an elite defense as well, but the best player on the team was Patrick Mahomes. Whenever they won their bowls, and their offense has just not looked the same as it has especially since Bieniemy left and Tyreek Hill left, and of course, they still won a bowl, but Mahomes has had a very noticeable dip since Bieniemy has left, and you know, I just don't know what the Chiefs can do this year. I don't know if they're going to be able to really be in Super Bowl contention.
They do have their second bye week in Week 13. They're playing at Dallas, so they do have that.
Dude, stop. We'll get to Dallas next, but dude, stop. Dallas is fine.
I don't think they are fun, personally. I guess we can just hop straight into the Cowboys-Raiders game.
Let's do it.
This was last night?
Last night?
Yeah, okay.
Monday Night Football.
Yep. I didn't watch most of the second half just because it was straight BTA the whole time, so I didn't really want to. Raiders offense, their defense too, they have absolutely nowhere to go. I don't know what their game plan is. You have no quarterback. You don't have a clear wide receiver one. We got 30-whatever-old Tyler Lockett out here being the wide receiver one, and you got 5'7" Trey Tucker running around. Who else do they have? Brock Bowers is the only bright spot.
They have their second-round pick from last year. Is it Zach Beck? And he hasn't done anything.
He's at the wide receiver 4, I think, or something.
I mean, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but he's a second-round pick, and he's not been good. So
yeah, Geno is. He's a bridge quarterback, but I think he's beginning to be the dynamite underneath the bridge.
Yeah, I was about to say the bridge has
it's
been crashing down.
Yeah. We also, I think people were kind of flaming the Raiders for only giving Genty 2 carries in the first half because of the fact that Dallas's run defense was like 29th or something in the NFL. It was really bad prior to this week, but it's hard to do that because your game plan changes. You can't just look at stats all the time. They pick up Quinnen Williams, they pick up Logan Wilson, and so you're stacking Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark.
You got Overshawn back too, and you got Osa.
Yeah, and Overshawn came back this game. And, dude, he was freaking flying around the field in the first quarter for sure. But that defense looks great. I mean, Quinnen Williams came out, had 1.5 sacks and 5 pressures just in the first half, which I expected an immediate impact from him because it's one of those things that whoever the center is on a team, your center and your 2 guards, one of them is going to get attacked during that game because it's hard to balance between Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams. Somebody's like, I think the Raiders had a young center. I think Jackson Powers Johnson was out, and he was already young. They had a young backup center in, and they just freaking bullied him the whole time. I was watching the Manning show, and they were just dogging on the center the whole time. Felt bad for him. But the other main thing about the Cowboys happened in this game was Pickens and CD, which I didn't get to watch the first drive. I was driving whenever it happened. But I did see on Twitter that they got benched the first drive. And reports have come out now that I think it was the sideline reporter actually went up and asked CD and Pickens what the reasoning was, and he was like, she asked if it was injury. Nah, it's not injury related. You gotta ask coach. And so we all just kind of assumed that they did something stupid either pregame or
you're in Vegas.
Like yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty easy to understand. Yeah.
Oh, can we pop that up? The graphic of
we can.
I'll
do it real quick.
It says Pickens and CeeDee Lamb the night before the game in Vegas, and it shows like clips from The Hangover and everything, and like
great movie by the way.
Yeah,
great movie.
But they obviously were out doing some pretty stupid stuff. But Pickens is technically wide receiver 2 on their team, but he is second in the NFL in receiving yards, behind JSN, which JSN's light years ahead of everybody else right now. But I think it just goes to show that you have that 1-2 punch, and it's going to be really fun to watch the rest of the year, especially with this week's games going.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully beyond this year. You know, you have a decision to make with Pickens and what Jerry Jones, with what brain cells he has left. I don't really know what they're going to do with him. Maybe a franchise tag, or they really should do what they can to lock him up and extend.
See, I was hoping Pickens was going to be good. I didn't expect him to be great, and I also didn't expect him and CeeDee Lamb to become like boys. Like that seems like
they're boys, dude.
It seems like something. It seems like we're going to get like there's going to be some kind of offseason news between one of them, and one of the other one's going to be involved in the same situation. But
what are you talking about?
Like some Xavier Worthy and I can't say Rashee Rice. That was way worse. Something stupid's going to happen over the offseason. One of them's going to get in trouble just because they're. Did you hear Dak talking about Pickens?
No. What did he say?
Apparently, Brandon Aubrey had some words to say about Pickens getting that was unsportsmanlike on the celebration.
What did he say about it?
Dak was like, Pickens is a kid. I mean, just straight up, he's just a kid, likes to do stupid stuff. But you know, it's great energy. Obviously, kicker wasn't very happy about being put in a 45-yard PAT. But yeah, Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are awesome to watch.
Yeah.
But Pickens, I saw some comparisons. I was showing him about comparisons to how Pickens plays, and people were saying like the way he runs after the catch, which you had an opinion about. Was it you or me?
What did I say? I have a lot of opinions. So
you said you had an opinion about the way that he carries the ball.
Well, he just holds it a lot of the time. He just holds.
I think it's tough.
It is tough.
It's really tough, and he also has less lost fumbles than Javonte Williams, who can't hold on to the ball apparently. But people are saying he moves like OBJ and T.O.
He's just so big. He's 6'3". Like I can't really.
He's so skinny though. Like.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he moves so well. I mean, I don't know, dude.
It's crazy. He's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's really fun to watch.
And he's got the contested catches too. He's really got it all. He's got the aura, he's got the celebrations. I'm glazing right now, but
I wonder if
very fun to watch.
If they're playing let's say they're playing in Miami, I think it could be 107 heat index. That Shiesty is not coming off. It's not coming off. He might be wearing a fluffy one at one point just to keep himself extra warm. But another fun guy to watch that we haven't got to watch in a while, Mr. Purdy. I know you were excited to see him come back.
Yeah, it's good to see Purdy back, and a little Niners 40 ball against the Cardinals. And this offense just looks completely different with him out there instead of Mac Jones. And Mac Jones played well whenever he was in the game, but having Brock Purdy and his deep ball ability and his ability to extend plays with his legs, that really just gives your offense a whole other element that you don't really have with Mac Jones. And of course, this week they put up 40, and the story of this week is they're finally almost getting fully healthy. You have Kittle back, you have Purdy that came back, you have Pearsall back. You just don't have Brandon Ayuk coming back yet, and he might not even come back this year. And we'll see what the Niners can do with this great offense that they have going on. But their defense, I don't think that.
That's going to hold them back because I'm looking at their schedule. I was kind of a hater last week on the Niners. But looking at it, I mean, what are they right now? 7-4. So you could be. They get at home versus Carolina, at Cleveland, at home versus Tennessee. You get Chicago, and then obviously you might lose that Seattle game. You can win that Chicago game.
All those games are winnable.
Every one of them except for Seattle. I think Seattle is the only one, and maybe the Colts.
I don't know, man.
At Indy, I don't know. I think you have a lot of hope. You could end up being what 12-5. I think 11-6, somewhere in there. You're not just. I was kind of dogging last week, but the Niners. I think their offense is good enough to help get them into the playoffs. I don't. First round exit, maybe second round. I mean, depending on what their draw is. But the Cardinals, I don't know what their game plan is. We talked about this last week. I still don't know where they're going. Jacoby Brissett might be the
Brisket.
He set the freaking record for most completed passes in a game, 47. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like he threw 70 balls. I think he threw
57.
Yeah, sure. He only threw 10 incompletions, 2 of them being interceptions, obviously. Mm-hmm. But if he didn't have those, I mean, that's probably like it's top tier quarterback play in the NFL for sure. But this team just has no hope. I feel like
it's honestly crazy that they lost by 19 points, and they had I think they had almost 200 more total yards than the Niners, and they still lost this game. I mean, of course, they had 3 turnovers to the Niners 0, and the Niners had a lot of kickoff return yards, so that really, made the discrepancy happen. But I mean, this Cardinals team isn't very good, and but I feel like you have a decent amount of bright spots on the offense. You have Paris Johnson, and you have Marvin Harrison Jr., who I still believe in, and you have Michael Wilson, who had a big game this game. I think he had 190 yards or something like that.
15. I mean, if you look at their stats, their pass game looks great, which I think that's where the Niners are probably going to lack the most, because D-line, they have some pieces down there that are good enough that have played behind guys like Bosa, and they get the experience at least. So I think their defensive line can be okay, but they're going to get exposed in the pass game. I mean, if Brisket can do it to them, then who knows what's going to happen whenever you get like a top offense. The other thing is, if you take out QB scrambles, Arizona only had 12 rush attempts. That might be the lowest this year. I'm assuming it has to be close to it, if not. But they are lost when it comes to running back, I think.
I don't know why they didn't really run the ball more. I mean, I guess the Niners' defensive line just played well, but at the same time, the Niners got killed in the passing game because they had virtually 0 pass rush, and they didn't have a single sack in this game. Yeah.
I mean, Bam Knight averaged 5 yards a carry almost. He only had 5 carries, but he averaged 5 yards a carry. I mean, I don't know how you don't at least give some more touches to him. I mean, obviously he's not a great running back, but they're doing what they can with a terrible situation at running back. Mm-hmm. Also, speaking of a team that has running back issues, they got one playing quarterback right now, the Eagles. They're the most annoying and boring team to watch when it comes to offense. With how many stars they have, Saquon's taking a step back. I think it's a big step back.
You think it's his fault?
Well, it's also hard to tell because your offensive line changed from last year. They also have some injuries, but it's been like that all year. He's only had like one good game, I would consider it, and it's not even good for Saquon. Eagles beat the Lions, though, 16-9. Jared Goff had literally the worst game of his entire career, even going back to the Rams. His QBR was like 8 or 14 or something. It was awful. I remember I was watching an MMG video, shout out MMG, but was watching a video and he was talking about it, and I'm pretty sure he had like a 14 QBR, 9.5 QBR, and a 60 passer rating.
Yikes.
Which Jalen Hurts didn't exactly light up the stat sheet either. 14 for 28, average 5 yards a pass with 135 yards. That's the most Jalen Hurts stat line I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not sure what happened here. His yards, why it says team 124. But A.J. Brown, seems like we shouldn't have dropped him in fantasy if he did. I mean, he still had 7 catches for 49 yards, no touchdowns.
They fed him the rock this game, or they tried to at least. Yeah, he had 11 targets, and he ended up having the game-winning play with the DPI on him. So
yeah, that
awful call, horrible call.
It's almost as bad as the one on which I guess it's almost as bad as the one that James Bradbury got in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
I think it's worse than that one.
Oh, it's 100% worse. Yeah, it's 100% worse. But I think it's just kind of like, it's just funny that it comes back around. Sort of like they get the call. And I saw people that are saying it was almost more offensive pass interference than it was defensive. I mean, you can see a full arm extension on A.J. Brown that draws the flag. I don't know what that ref was looking at over there, but it was a terrible call. Absolutely awful. Also, something that was awful was Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jared Goff had his worst game of his career, and then Amon-Ra proceeds to have the worst game of his career as well. He had, let's see, 2 catches for 42 yards on 12 targets.
That's insane.
That's ridiculous. I mean, because if you look at A.J. Brown, he's got 11 targets. He at least caught 7 of them. Mm-hmm. And I think there was 2 that were Jared Goff's fault. The other ones were right on the money. I mean, they hit his hands. He should have caught them. Which they did. They didn't really talk about it as much, but the wind, I think the wind and temperature was a big issue in this game.
You say that like, I mean, it's the freaking Detroit Lions. I mean, they're going to play in the cold. You should be used to this.
They're in a dome.
They're in a dome?
Yeah.
My fault. Sorry. I didn't know they were in a dome.
I'm pretty sure. Right?
Well, I mean, even if you're...
Ford Field?
Okay, even if you're not in the dome, NFC North isn't all domes, right?
No, the Packers isn't. That's it, though, I think. Bears.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's 2 non-domes right there just in the NFC North. So... I think the Lions really should be used to the cold and the wind.
But it was more of the wind issue. They don't necessarily always get that bad of wind in the NFC North area. I mean, obviously...
You go there a lot, so you know how the wind is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't?
Yeah. No, not really. I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Well, I did. I was born in Wisconsin.
So. Oh, my fault. I didn't know you were born in the NFC North baby over here. Sorry.
Yeah. No. But the Lions had an issue at receiving, not just because of Amon-Ra, but their running back was their leading receiver, and I'm pretty sure they were all on checkdowns. Like, it was 5. He had 5 catches for 105 yards. Jameer Gibbs.
They were. I saw the I saw the chart. They were all checkdowns.
I happened to tune into the game. I was looking back and forth, and I saw that the Lions on 3rd and 10 from like the 12-yard line just hand the rock off to David Montgomery. I was like, what are we doing? Like, this is early in the game, too. Did you see it? It was just a stupid play call. I don't know. Dan Campbell is his name, right? Mm-hmm. Dan Campbell. He's off the ZA over there. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, he hasn't been calling the plays, so, I mean...
That's right. They did switch over.
Yeah, he's going to now, but he hasn't been calling the plays, so...
Overall, just kind of... I said this, too. The Lions' offense might be really good, but the Eagles' defense is going to carry them to a championship.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing they have over them. And they always just have the tush push in their back pocket that's going to... I think that's literally the only touchdown they had this game. So,
yeah, dude, I mean, the Eagles just beat up teams. Like, I mean, they beat teams in the trenches first of all with their D-line and their O-line, and then they have the skill position guys that can make big plays whenever you need them. And then you have your you have your secondary. That's a good secondary too. So they are a grind it out but make a play when you need it type team, and their offense is going to have to be better. But this team can make it far. 100%. So even when your offense hasn't been where it was last year, this team can still make it far. So
yeah, I don't completely understand why their offense isn't exactly where they were last year. I don't know who they lost offensive line wise, but
it's their coordinator. They lost their coordinator. Kellen Moore is the coach of the Saints now. He was their coordinator last year.
You know what's funny about that is that he was at the Cowboys before that. Whenever he was offensive coordinator, He sucked. He was the worst offensive coordinator I think I can remember in Cowboys history.
Really? It's a hot take.
Sorry, wait. Jason Garrett still exists. I think he called the plays when he was there. Bill Carrot Top. Am I allowed to say that?
Carrot Top?
I think so. It's not slur or anything. We're good.
Come on, bro.
We're good. But another NFC North teams we got to watch were the was it Bears and Vikings? Correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Am I taking it over? Bears win. Oh no, you got.
No, I'm just baffled with with the 9 talk. 9. I mean, he's just
alter ego. 9.
Just I don't know. He had a great touchdown throw at the end of the game to Jordan Addison. Look, it was a great throw, but I think the rest of the game he just kind of booty cheeks.
You have Chris Carter coming on Twitter. I mean, you're one of your all-time best receivers talking about how bad 9 was.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's honestly a miracle that the Vikings had a chance in this game with how bad McCarthy was, or sorry, 9 was. Justin Jefferson's crashing out because of how bad the QB play has been, and his stats have taken a significant drop.
Yeah.
Since the past 3 years.
Well, I think the way you have to look at it though is like you see a guy like AJ Brown that's crashing out. It's more justified than Justin Jefferson crashing out, in my opinion.
You think so?
I think so, just because this is a rookie quarterback. No one expected him to come out and just immediately be like how C.J. Stroud was his rookie year. He's also coming off of an injury, and he got injured again this year. Mm-hmm. But with a guy like A.J. Brown, it's like your quarterback's this is his 5th year. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts has been there, done that. He should be hitting his guys like when he needs to and making plays when he needs to. And I think for Justin Jefferson to be mad about 5 catches for 61 yards on 9 targets, it's not entirely justified in my opinion, just because you are playing with a rookie quarterback. This is not a go win it year. This is a get J.J. McCarthy adjusted to the NFL. Obviously, you want to win games, but no one's expecting them to be 13-4 and win.
I feel like it's justified a little bit, and here's my take on it. Obviously, you have a rookie quarterback who is going to need, or technically a rookie quarterback, who's going to need some leash, right? But we've seen in the past few years, how Justin Jefferson can like completely take over games, and you just throw him the rock, J. Jett is down there somewhere, and he can win you a game. And we haven't seen that type of game yet, and I think we all can agree that it's not because Justin Jefferson has regressed.
No, I'm not saying it's because he regressed. I'm just saying it's because of the fact that the quarterbacks he's played with in his time, when Kirk Cousins was there, he was a pocket passer. He was an accurate quarterback. He made the right reads. He was an experienced quarterback. Darnold, whenever he's there, I mean, obviously we're seeing that Darnold, I mean, obviously not the past couple of weeks, but he can compete anywhere. And I think it's just that kind of, he was a veteran quarterback at that point, Darnold is. You just see a more confident role, and I think that that's just because J.J. McCarthy's not entirely experienced enough. I think that's just all there is to it, really. I mean, I think next year you have a lot of hope because J.J. McCarthy's not the worst quarterback in football. You know what I mean? I would take him top 20 in the league right now.
If
I'm building a franchise?
If I'm building a franchise, maybe, but I don't think he's a top 20 quarterback.
Yeah, I'm looking at the future here if I'm a Vikings fan.
Okay.
That's just, I think it's...
I mean, I think he could be good. He's a proven winner, so I think he could be good. I feel like people are kind of jumping the gun on him, but he hasn't been good so far. So
all I'm saying is that, like, if you look at Caleb Williams' stat line, same completions attempts.
Which he hasn't been good either.
43 more yards. He got sacked 2 more times than J.J. McCarthy. The only difference is he didn't throw a touchdown and he didn't throw any interceptions.
Do you think Caleb's the answer long term?
It's hard to say. I mean, he obviously has the what do you call it? I guess attributes and stuff that you would want in a quarterback, but I think it's also the same situation. This is his 2nd year, though. I think that's where I'm looking at it now. Is like, he needs to be better. He needs to be stepping up a little bit more. Had a terrible rookie year. I mean, it was really bad, which a lot of that was just because it was the Bears. I mean, I'm not sure you can really do about it. But, yeah, the Bears, I think, are in a good spot, though. I mean, this little 1-2 punch they have between DeAndre Swift and Kyle Manung. I don't know how to say his name. I'm not going to butcher it.
I don't know his
Kyle
name,
Manungai,
but he's been great. So
he's been great too. Not his best game this week, but I don't know. I think the Bears are fine. Their defense has been playing decent. I think that's what we were most worried about.
I think Caleb is the answer, though. I'm just going to step in and say that.
I didn't answer that. My fault.
It's okay. I'll just pick up the slack here, but I do think that Caleb is the answer, and as an optimist, as a professional optimist, he has the arm talent, he has the ability to scramble and create plays with his legs, and take this with a grain of salt because you say this about a lot of people. Caleb Williams. At times he just misses a lot of easy throws, and he'll rush things that he shouldn't. If you could take that away, dude, he would be so good. But you have to take that with a grain of salt because you can't just take away the bad plays.
I think the other thing is that whenever he made those bad plays, I remember watching earlier in the year, he made those bad throws that he missed guys. It didn't show on the next play. That makes sense. He came back out, he fixed it, and he would make a better read the next time, make a better throw. I think he has a very confident kind of morale to him, I guess. Like he doesn't necessarily always play like he's experienced, but his mentality, I think, is experienced. He seems like he's very mature in his role, which I think is one of the most important things about a young quarterback. But someone that is mature and obviously is not showing it right now is Sam Darnold. This Rams-Seahawks game, I was watching it at work last night. One of our friends was really going through it at work.
Tyree. Shout out Tyree.
But Rams squeak out a W against Seahawks. They moved to 8-2. They're tied with the Seahawks or with the Eagles right now. But I think the Eagles have one up, don't they? Because they beat the Rams, correct?
Correct.
So they're second. They're second in the NFC. This game, I'm just going to go ahead and put it entirely on Sam Darnold. It is 1,000% Sam Darnold's fault that they lost this game.
That's fair.
The Rams have been a top offense in the league, and you held them to 21, right? Held them to 21. Stafford had the worst game so far this year. And Sam Darnold throws 4 interceptions, and they still put up 19 points. It was a really good game. I'm just gonna say it was a really good game, but Darnold he completely sold this game, and it's completely on him.
This was, and he shows up a few times a year, but this was Jets Darnold back. I mean, he was just seeing ghosts out there.
I know.
I mean, just throwing straight to the defense. I mean, I don't really know what to feel about Sam Darnold. And obviously, I want to like him because he's my starting quarterback on fantasy right now.
How many points did he get you?
Not very many, obviously, if you threw 4 picks. So, but I don't really know how to feel about him. Like, can he legitimately be the franchise guy, or is he just a bridge?
Which, I mean, if you look at his game, his stats, if you just block out the interception, it's not a bad game at all. I mean, he's 29 for 44. I mean, if you take him out, he's 33 for 44, and with 280 yards. It's not a bad game at all.
Is he just like a JSN merchant?
I think that's what it is. Because I don't know though. He splits up targets pretty well. I mean, obviously JSN's going to be the number one target all the time. Cooper Kupp still had 7 targets. Barner had 11. I don't know where to go with Darnold. I mean, they're still a contender. I think it was just one of those games the Rams played very well defensively. Obviously, I saw one interception was really bad. I mean, like, JSN's coming across the middle. The corner is behind him, I'll say that. There's a safety standing 2 feet in front of JSN that's literally just waiting there for the ball. I think it was Kitchens. Yeah. But yeah, it was just really bad. Darnold just made some of the worst reads I've seen. He kind of looked like he was taking the place of the Vikings quarterback from this week as well. But
I mean, I really think that the Rams are the best team in the league. I mean, I don't really know what other team you would put ahead of them.
The Eagles.
You put the Eagles ahead of them?
Eagles, Patriots.
Eagles, Patriots. I'm going to argue my side here.
Here we go.
with the Rams. Experienced coach. They won a Super Bowl. You've got a good defense. You have skill position guys. You have Puka Nacua. You have Kyron Williams. You have Higbee, who's a solid tight end. Then you have Matthew Stafford, right? Who's a great quarterback. Yes, they did lose to the Eagles, but I just feel like their offense has been better than the Eagles' offense has been throughout the season.
I do agree.
So,
they win that Eagles game. I think their field goal got blocked. Correct.
yes, and they
At the
returned
end.
it. I think
got
they
two
were
field
already
goals
going to
blocked.
lose before that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, if you take out that game, obviously, but that really stinks if you're the Rams. You got to see the Eagles lose 2 games here, and you can only lose 1 really. But
The Patriots are tough. It's tough to argue against the Patriots.
It's also hard to really say the Patriots because I mean they did just beat the Bucks.
They beat the Bills too, dude.
They beat the Bills and they beat the Bucks. That's their 2 best quality wins.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean the Bills was at Buffalo. It was also Josh Allen's worst game of the year, I think.
It was also Thursday Night Football, right? Or it was one of the major games.
Sunday Night Football.
It might have been, I think it's Sunday night. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
But I think the scariest part about this Patriots team is that why I put them above the Rams is because Trayvon Henderson literally just broke out, and it's week 12, or I guess he broke out in week 10, and they're 9-2. Like if he had been playing bad and just slow all year, and then you finally see a breakout, then and they're losing. You know what I mean? If they have a losing record and then you're just now seeing them start to come out of the shell. But I thought he looked. I think with him that puts them a step above because I don't really trust Kyron Williams that much. If I'm being honest, not a big fan of him.
If you're the Titans, you're hurting right now because I mean, obviously you suck. I mean, your team is awful. Cam Ward has, he's shown his flashes, but I mean, overall he hasn't been too good. And I mean, you just completely suck. I mean, that team is awful. You don't have any receivers. You don't really have much of a defense at all. I mean, the defense has been okay, but your offensive line is awful. I mean, your running backs aren't very good. I mean, you don't have anything. And you see Vrabel go to the Patriots, and I mean, he's got them 9-2.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the times, the organizations fail the coaches before the coaches fail the organizations. Yeah. And we've seen this time.
Someone put that in a quote right here with his face and just plaster it out there.
I just cooked. Anyways, I mean, you just can't fire the coach too early unless you really know that they are bad. Brian Daboll was fired too early. Yeah. I do not think that he should have been fired. I think that the organization failed him.
Who was the quarterback for the Titans last year?
Will Levis.
Well, there's the issue. I mean,
okay. Will Levis was not good, but I don't think that Will Levis was in a good situation either.
I don't think Cam Ward was the truth. Like, I don't think that he's just like did they trade up for him?
No, they just got one.
They just had him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think this QB class was, like, crazy enough.
I think Cam Ward's him.
You do?
I do. I really do. And a lot of it is going to stem from his confidence. I think that is my belief in Cam Ward is because of his confidence. He has great arm talent. He can extend plays, and that's important in the NFL, obviously. But he kind of carried that Miami team in college as well. But just the way that he talks, his is it demeanor, I guess would be the word. He just has the franchise quarterback type of vibe. So I feel like he's going to be good eventually. But
which I think that goes more into what I was saying about Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That the confident, mature role of a quarterback is more important than talent sometimes. But enough of the Titans. Lord, that organization's going downhill. And the other sad part about the Titans, they're even more in shambles because they're building like a something $1 billion stadium. Or $1 million stadium right now, at least. And no one's going to buy season tickets. Like, they're not going to fund that team. Like, I don't know who cleared that, but terrible decision. I think it's a dome, too.
Really?
I think it's a dome. But let's just hop over Bills Buccaneers. Great game. I mean, overall, great game. Really fun to watch. I think Josh Allen broke 3 different records in this game. I did hear that. I think he passed Peyton Manning and Tom Brady for passing touchdowns before age 30.
I saw a tweet about him breaking records and how it's like a every week occurrence.
Yeah,
like,
and then he
cue the
passed,
scheduled Josh Allen record break.
Yeah,
so.
And he also, I think he broke Cam Newton's rushing touchdown, QB rushing touchdown record. Or he tied it. He tied it.
Really?
But
in a season, or is it all time, or what
time.
is it? Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
You tell me he's that many?
Dude,
anyways,
he's been in the league since 2017.
Well, anyways, he's in this game. He became the only quarterback to have 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns in one game. And while he had 6 touchdowns, he had a great game.
Josh Allen is tied with Cam Newton for the NFL record.
Okay.
Most regular season rushing touchdowns by a quarterback, 75.
Nice. So he broke records and tied records and all this. With the good, there came some bad. And early in the game, he had 2 interceptions. One of them being on the goal line. He even came out in an interview and said that him getting blitzed right there was his fault because he slid the protection the wrong way. But he was getting tackled. Could have been a safety, and he just kind of like throws a chest pass, interception, doesn't get returned. But that's what you get with Josh Allen. You get the good and you get the bad. So you just gotta live with it.
Like that Patriots, or was it they lose to the Panthers? They lost to somebody really bad, right? Dolphins. That Dolphins game was on him as well. He threw 2 really bad interceptions. But he had 6 touchdowns this game. He had 3 passing and 3 rushing. I don't know that I can say I've seen that before.
Yeah.
I don't think Lamar's done it. Vic might have done it one time.
No, I mean, the 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing is the only ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know that for sure?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
Because it was a stat.
No,
and he breaks records. So.
But yeah, I mean, he has 104 rating, 71 QBR rating. He played great. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Baker, he played good. I'll say he played good. I don't think we're seeing that same level, which it's really hard to say that he's at the same level whenever he's got his first string receiver. He has Ibuka. And you got Sterling Shepard, who's not really a wide receiver 2. He's more of a wide receiver 3, which is what he was playing. Really, wide receiver 4. I guess technically it would have been Ibuka, Mike Evans, Godwin, Sterling Shepard. And then you'd have Sean. Wait, are they playing with just Tez Johnson as their wide receiver 3 right now? Is that the idea?
I think so. Then you have K. Dotton too, but...
Also, yeah, I don't know what Bucky Irvin's in, but he better get his butt back pretty quick because Sean Tucker about to take the role. I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of a Rico Dowdle situation we're seeing here.
My favorite thing about Sean Tucker is he's got the Twitter account, and what he does is he posts after games like if he was pleased with his performance or not, and he's done that for a while. I think since high school or college. So that's good stuff.
He's only had with the Bucks. He's only had two games with over 12 touches, and both of them were 2+ touchdown games and 130 something plus scrimmage yards, and that's only 2 games. I mean, I don't know why you don't.
I'm pleased with that.
Are you pleased with it?
I'm pleased with that.
All right.
Are you?
I'm pleased with it. Good. I think we might want to chirp at him on Twitter about it. But the Bucks are just kind of in a weird spot right now. They're a half game ahead of the Panthers. Like we talked about earlier, they don't play till later in the season. But I just don't think with where you're at right now, you're not a Super Bowl team. Not even close. I think you have a lot of missing pieces, I guess, which it hurts when you lose your 2 veteran wide receivers that are supposed to be pretty good.
But obviously, offense wasn't the problem in this game.
No.
So.
I mean, you let up 44 points, 6 touchdowns to 1 guy, which another guy that kind of didn't really do anything. It was kind of, I guess, over in Josh Allen's shadows, James Cook. We've seen a lot of crazy games from him, but I mean, he averaged 3 yards a carry and on 16 carries. Didn't really do a lot. He did have good receiving game, correct? Pretty sure he had 3 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, the Bills look good offensively. Their defense is still going to hold them back, I think, in the long run. But
yeah, I mean, the Bills have had struggles this year, but it's the Bills, and of course their biggest question mark is going to be the receiving room. And you had what's his name? Is it Keon Coleman?
Mm-hmm.
Keon Coleman was DNP'd for this game because he was late to a meeting or something, or didn't show up to a meeting.
Well, he was late to the meeting. I know Deion Dawkins had some stuff to say. Deion Dawkins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. First of all, he's not looking like a great pick so far. I mean, they drafted him ahead of McConkey, I believe, from the Chargers.
Which they're completely different receivers.
Yeah, but one's obviously better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm saying it's better, but they obviously are. They're skilled in different things. Like Keon Coleman's 6'3" or 6'4", and just a big body receiver. I think Lad McConkey is 6 foot.
If that even, he looks tiny out there.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he's 6 foot. He might be like 5'10".
His like close up, whenever they zoom in on his face, he looks like. What was that movie it was in the 90s? The kid that got called up to play with the Cubs. He's like 12 years old. He looks like that face scan.
I know what you're talking about, but yeah,
he looks like a 13-year-old boy in the helmet. Doesn't play like one though. But
honestly, movies where young kids end up like playing in the NBA, like what's that one movie called? It was Like Mike, I believe, with
what's the
little kid that played. Did he play on the Bulls? I guess. Or wait, no, he played on. Oh, he played for some NBA team though, but. Just the older like sports movies, and you got Thunderstruck too. I mean, just the older sports movies are goated, dude.
Yeah. But
let's just go to our picks for next week. This is the first time we're doing this. We're just gonna. We got the picks up on the screen somewhere. I don't know where I put them, but I'll do that later. So if you want to start us off, we got the Vikings and the Packers at 1 p.m. Who do you got?
Oh, you're starting 1 p.m. You're not going Thursday?
Oh, I didn't even see Thursday. Go ahead. Start with Thursday.
I got Bills in this one. I think Bills at Texans. No C.J. Stroud. I think that's a pretty easy game for them, honestly.
Not a Davis Mills legacy game? You don't think so?
He's over the hump at this point.
He's over the hump?
Yeah.
I don't know what that really means, but...
You know what over the hump means?
Over the hump? Like he's... Whenever you say over the hump, I think like he's over being bad and he's good now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what I think. What do you think?
I'll never say it ever again. I'm sorry.
What do you think whenever you say over the hump?
I guess I'm thinking of like he's past it. He's done. Okay. Like he's just there at this point. But yeah, bounce over to.
All right, we got 1 p.m. We have the Vikings going to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers, and you're looking like you're probably not going to have Aaron Jones in this game, but or not Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs in this game. For the Packers, but I'm still going to take the Packers here. I believe that 9 is going to get eaten alive by your favorite player, Micah Parsons. Give me the Packers here. Shouldn't really be that close, but we'll see.
All right, and then next up we have Giants going to Detroit. I think this game is pretty clean cut. Although it wouldn't be the first time we see some like random head coach start again and then they go and have some crazy win, but I don't think it's going to happen here.
You don't think Jameis Winston's got a little magic left?
I would love to see it. Like, my heart's pulling for the Giants, and my mind just immediately says, Lions got this one pretty easy.
What's that one Jameis Winston quote? It's like something about like a battle and then like, but the win comes from the Lord or something. He's got so many quotes. But I just love to see him get another win in another interview. So, yeah.
And then after that, we got another 1 o'clock game. We have Seahawks going to Tennessee. I think that this is Sam Darnold's comeback game. That's what we're gonna have here. I think they're playing a terrible Titans defense. I think that's where we gotta go with this. After that, we got what?
We got the
Colts at Chiefs.
We got the Colts going into Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, and this is a must-win game for the Chiefs. Obviously the Colts are a great team, but I'm going to take the Chiefs here. Actually, the Colts are 8-2, right? Because they were in a bye last week. But the Chiefs are 5-5, and they've got to understand that. We got to make some magic happen here, and they're fighting for a playoff spot at this point. I feel like the Chiefs are going to come and smack them in the mouth, and the Chiefs are going to win big here.
Then we got
Is that funny? You like that one?
Patriots at Bengals. I think this could be one of those shocker games. I think it could be. I'm not gonna say it is, but I think this is one of those we could be surprised. I'm gonna still take Patriots though.
No Jamar Chase.
There's been crazier things that happen. I think that's how crazy games happen. You're missing players. You're already not favored to win the game, and that's how you win the game. That's what I'm saying. Like it's the vibes of it, and so yeah, I think this one's pretty clean cut though. Patriots. So that sliver of a hope that maybe it's a crazy game, but next game, Pittsburgh at Chicago. I'm not really looking forward to this game honestly. This is gonna be a very boring game. I feel like
you have Aaron Rodgers' ability to play in this game in jeopardy with the wrist. So yeah, go ahead.
It could be either pretty clean cut. Bears gonna win it. You'd have no Jalen Ramsey on defense. I think he gets suspended.
I don't think so.
He didn't get suspended.
I don't think so. I think it's just Jamar.
All right.
He got ejected from that game.
Yeah, that's another thing that we didn't really talk about was the suspension of Jamar, which I thought was kind of crazy. But yeah. Next we have we have Jets at Baltimore. I think this is a must-win game for Baltimore. You're 500. You're 5-5. Because the hope you have here as a Baltimore fan is that you see the Steelers lose at Chicago, then you're tied for first in the AFC North, and you're 6-5, and your schedule is not crazy. I think that's the one upside you have here as a Ravens fan. But yeah, I think the Jets are the Jets still. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Ravens, especially seeing the Ravens defense play even better than they have all year last week. I think the Jets offense is going to get shut down. I think that Lamar is going to be back. I think he was kind of still working out the kinks of the injury entirely. Yeah. But I think that we should see better performance from him. But yeah, Ravens all day.
Okay. Next, we got the Jaguars, Duval, going into the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. I don't know what it's called, but you know, we have the Jags. No Travis Hunter. You have newly acquired what's his face, Jacoby Myers. I believe that Brian Thomas is still out. Give me the Cardinals.
Really?
I'm going to take the first real upset, I believe.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think the only thing is about this game is that the Jags defense is good. I think that the Cardinals defense is worse than the Jaguars' unhealthy offense. I think that's the thing I can see here is that why the Jags would win.
They went into they went into the game at home or on the road against the Cowboys and shut down your offense, which is one of the best in the league.
The Cardinals? Mm-hmm. It was also that was the stinker game of the year for Dak Prescott. That's just what he does.
Well, he had another one recently.
That was a different stinker, though.
Different stinker?
Different stinker.
Give me the Cardinals. I believe that, it's at home. Feel like Brisket's going to really get it going here, and we're going to see a Cardinals upset.
And then Jaguars, Jacoby Myers' former team. We have Cleveland at Las Vegas. I think you genuinely could wipe this game off the face of the earth and no one would blink, bat an eye. No one would care.
This is a horrible game.
It's almost as bad as Browns Jets last week.
This is a horrible game, but it's a good game for Shedeur Sanders to.
Yeah, I think this is the best.
Get his first start. This is a great game for that.
This is the best worst defense for him to go up against to kind of showcase a little bit. But yeah, I think Cleveland wins this just based off of defensive ability, and the offense is still better than whatever in the world Geno Smith and Pete Carroll were doing over there.
That's disgusting. Anyways,
and we got game of the week, which I'm excited for it, but it's Philly at Dallas. I don't think there's really gonna be much to this. I think Philly's gonna win this. I think as a Dallas fan, you have to win this game if you want to even try and make the playoffs. You have to win this game. But I just think that Philly's defense is too good. I'm going to take Philly in every game for the rest of the year, even going into playoffs, just because their defense is too good. They've become overpowered. That Jalen Phillips trade made them even better, and that's it just puts them ahead of everybody else, I think. And I think that the Eagles are going to win this for sure.
All right, we have another disgusting matchup next with the Falcons and the Saints. It's a division matchup, but this is another absolutely disgusting game. With that being said, I'm gonna pick the Falcons here to go down to New Orleans. Kirk Cousins, get a little swag surf going on, and he's gonna take them home.
I don't think so. I think
You don't think
Saints.
so?
I
That's because their quarterback is Tyler Shuck, and that's his
no.
rookie
It's.
guy. So.
I mean. Obviously, I believe in I believe in Shuck more than I believe in Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna say that. I just don't see a world where where the Falcons win another game this year. If I'm being completely honest.
Really, I mean, it's the freaking Saints, dude.
I don't care. The one thing the Saints have is they have a decent secondary.
Really.
What's so crazy about that?
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't think the Saints are good enough. I think the Falcons are gonna
All right.
destroy them.
You can think whatever you want.
I'm gonna be right. Anyways, next we got the Buccaneers at the Rams. This is another great game. Honestly, could have been game of the week over Cowboys Eagles. Could have been. You could put either one. Buccaneers coming off the loss against the Bills. You have the Rams coming off the win against the Seahawks. This is going to be at SoFi Stadium, so it's basically a neutral site. I'm going to take...
How's it a neutral site?
Because the Rams don't have any fans, is what I'm saying. They don't have home field advantage. Anyways.
That was literally only the Niners game.
That's
only the Niners.
That's a Seahawks game, too, but it's besides the point.
That was only the Niners game.
I'm going to take the Rams here. I feel like the Rams are a great team. I feel like they're one of the best teams in football. But I would not be surprised if Baker Mayfield walked into SoFi Stadium and gave the Rams belt. Because
I don't think so.
Baker Mayfield thrives whenever he is written off and whenever he's underrated. So I feel like he's kind of cooled down. People are kind of letting their guard down.
I don't think I'm necessarily writing off Baker. I'm just writing off the Bucs.
Well, but he plays in the Bucs. He's the Bucs starting quarterback.
Okay, I'm not saying that Baker's the problem. Whenever I'm saying the Bucs are done,
I'm saying that he's a leader of the team and they've kind of ridden off the Buccaneers. So
okay,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Buccaneers came in here and put up a good fight and ended up winning. But I'm going to take the Rams. So go ahead.
Carolina, we got Monday Night Football. Carolina at San Francisco. I don't really know how to feel about this game, honestly. I think that if the Panthers played like they did past couple weeks, then, I mean, minus the Saints game, obviously, but I think that the Panthers have a good chance of winning this. With that being said, I'm still going to take the Niners, though.
Really?
I think this is one of those games where the Niners offense can outperform the Panthers offense. I think that's going to be the key to the Niners winning games, is that they're going to have to play.
They're going to have to score more points than their opponents in games.
It's literally they're literally the Dallas Cowboys. They're the exact same team.
If the Niners score more points than their opponent, then they're going to win. You know, so that's really what you got to. That's really what you got to look at.
Whatever. Yeah, but I think that's the key to this game, is that the Niners have to outperform. Just play better on offense and pray. Defense gets to take up prayers. They might as well just close their eyes and run in a direction of where a wide receiver might be going.
It's the next day, and I'm alone, but it is time to talk about some NBA. And the first thing that I want to get into is one of the NBA's biggest problems, if not the biggest problem. And that is going to be just injuries, right? In the 2024-25 season, we saw the most missed games ever at 6,779. And this largely has to do with the fact that the pace of the NBA has just went up astronomically since the 80s and the 90s, right? And, last year in the playoffs, we saw Dame, we saw Tatum, we saw Hallie all go down with Achilles injuries. And that also stemmed from calf injuries. But, the sport has really advanced since back in the day. And, you have to cut more, you have to move quicker, moves are advanced, and you even have big guys, like Wemby moving like a guard. And he's already had a calf injury this year. I believe he's hurt right now. And that could lead to, some other Achilles injuries if he's not careful. Um, but the NBA has a problem with their games, and 82 is way too many with how much the paces went up, right? So, but the problem with that is the NBA is also not going to decrease the amount of games because they got to make their money, and Adam Silver wants his money. So they say that they're looking into trying to get rid of the injuries and reduce them a little bit. But with that being said, it's not going to happen because he's not going to decrease the amount of games. And I mean, you even look at some of the teams. The Warriors have had 5 back-to-backs this year, and the Miami Heat have had 0. I don't even I don't know who is doing the schedule, but that is awful. I mean, the Warriors are the second oldest team in the league. And I don't know what the Heat are, but I know they're not one of the oldest. They're probably closer to young on the younger side. But to have a team like 15 games into the season have 5 back-to-backs is ridiculous, and that should not be allowed. I mean, that should just not be a thing. Um, I can't even believe this stat. And the Warriors are hurting because of this. I mean, you have last night. You have I don't think Dre played. I think Jimmy was out and Steph Curry was out. So the Warriors took a loss. We had to watch Brandon Podziemski first option hoops, and that really didn't really go too well. So the NBA has a huge problem with their injuries and their amount of games, their back-to-backs, their scheduling. It's all out of whack, and it's not going to get fixed. So, I mean, we'll just see. We're just going to see this get worse and worse as the NBA goes on, and load management is just going to be even more of a problem. Anyways, we'll go to the Lakers next. The Lakers are 11-4, and I just want to say, episode 1, I was hating on this team, and it's hard to not hate on this team because they have LeBron James and they are the Lakers. I'm a Warriors fan, so the Warriors and the Lakers have a little bit of friction going on. But they're 11-4. They look really good, and Luka's averaging 34 points a game. Austin Reeves is averaging 28. They just got LeBron back, and they are 11-4. LeBron just made his season debut on Tuesday, and he had 12 assists. He only shot 4 for 7, right? And it's hilarious to think about LeBron because LeBron is, 40 years old now? And he's not the same dominant player that he was back in 2013, even 2018, right? But I saw a tweet about this too. He's just regressed into Magic Johnson is basically what he is. I mean, he can score a little bit. He's always going to be the 3-level scorer. He can shoot from the 3. He can work from the low post, mid post, whatever. He shoot mid range. He can drive. He can do everything, right? But he has transitioned from more of a scorer, which he doesn't have to be because he has Luka and Austin Reeves, to a point guard. And that's great for this team, especially for DeAndre Ayton, who is really stepped up. And he didn't look good the first few games of the season, but he stepped up, had a few 20 balls, been good on the boards, and he's sort of kind of figuring out how to roll to the basket. I know it's crazy, but when you have Luka Doncic on your team and you're a big man, you're going to have a lot of easy buckets because he just draws in so much attention. This Lakers team, I believe they're 3rd in the West right now, and I don't know if I would say that this team is going to win a championship or they really have a real shot, but they definitely have the star power to do it. And maybe 1 or 2 marginal moves. Really, this team could be really good. Better than certainly I expected from the first episode. But the next team that I'm going to talk about is the Pelicans, and they recently fired Willie Green, which was a good move because this locker room was absolutely cooked. You had Jordan Poole. Every single time he would hit a 3, he would stare at Willie Green. He'd be running back and he'd just stare at him, and you can't really have that much friction going on in the locker room. This team is definitely worse than I expected and most people expected. No one expected them to be a contender, but Maybe fighting for a play-in spot. They just traded for Jordan Poole, and Dejounte Murray isn't back, but they also had Kevon Looney come in. So a few little veteran acquisitions and some rookies with Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears. You thought this team would be a little bit better than they are. Um, and that's there. I got to look up their record. Um, but Derek Queen has looked great, and he just had a 30 ball last night against Jokic. And he's had a few games where he's been kind of up and down. He's had some good games, had some bad games, showed some flashes. And then he's also been not very good, and he hasn't really shot the ball well. But the Pelicans are 2-13. They don't have their first round pick this year because they traded up to get Derek Queen actually. Um, but Derek Queen has all the tools. He's looked like the passer, that they thought they were getting coming out of college, right? He's almost been like a baby Jokic in a way. But I mean, he really has game. Um, he's got the step through. His footwork is insane, and he can finish as well. He can finish, he can pass, he can shoot the mid range. He's got a great step through. His footwork is ridiculous. And if we see that three ball coming along, Derek Queen can be really good. And I believe he will be a star in this league. But we'll see what this team does. We could see maybe a certain like a sell situation at the deadline. Trey Murphy has been brought up as a trade candidate. So a lot of teams could use a 3-and-D guy like him. So we'll see what the Pelicans do at the deadline. But the next thing I want to talk about is the Paul George trade. And this has been a topic of discussion on Twitter recently because the Thunder are 15-1. The Thunder are 15-1, and they currently have 2 top 10 picks next year, with one of them being like top 3, because they have one of the Clippers picks, and then they have the Jazz pick, right? The Thunder have stockpiled assets, and they've already won a championship, right? I mean, their team is incredible, and they're 15-1, and their second best player hasn't even played yet. Sam Presti is an absolute genius. I mean, you look at what he's done with some of these role players. I mean, he's locked them in long term on these cheap, multi-year deals, and they just looked incredible. And I mean, people need to take notes of what he's doing because I mean, he's been ridiculous. But the Clippers, I don't know what the Clippers are going to do. You have Kawhi Leonard missing his 9th straight game. You're the oldest team in the league. I mean, you're literally a retirement home. You have Chris Paul on your team. I mean, you have Brook Lopez. You have Bradley Beal, who's out with an injury. James Harden, who's looked solid this year, but he can't really. He's too old to really carry the load that's needed to get this team through. I don't know what they're going to do. They're completely in the dump. That team from a few years ago that was looking pretty promising has just completely deteriorated. And I don't know what their next move is, but they might be cooked. All right. The last team I want to talk about is the Atlanta Hawks. They might have played a game a few nights ago, so my notes are kind of old, but they are 8-2 without Trey, 5-0 over their last 5 games. They have the second best defense with him off the court. And this is a great roster, right? I mean, you just got Porzingis this summer. I mean, you have Trae Young as well, but you have Okongwu and you have Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You have Jalen Johnson. I mean, there's a lot of 3-and-D guys on this roster. And with the East being kind of, you have, of course, injuries to people with Halliburton being out and Tatum being out. The East is kind of open, so we could see this Atlanta Hawks team making a little bit of noise. I don't know about like Eastern Conference Finals, type of noise, but I can see them knocking off a team or two in the playoffs. But we'll see how far they go. This is a great roster. I'm a big fan of them. They're a fun team as well. So, yeah. And then the next thing I want to talk about is this is sort of the NBA tankathons what this year is. You know, with this upcoming draft class is so loaded. You have Cameron Boozer, AJ DeBanza. I mean, even Mikal Brown. I hate to say it as a Kentucky fan, but Mikal Brown has been great so far. You know, you have so many talented guys with Darren Peterson as well. Um, I mean, NBA teams are just looking to just completely throw away this season. I mean, you already have 9 teams with 4 losses or less. Um, the point that I made these notes, the Pacers were 1-13, the Wizards were 1-12, the Nets were 2-11, and the Pelicans were 2-12. And you know, this is honestly a great strategy because just because of how loaded the draft class is, and it's going to be interesting to see how the lottery, you know, shapes out the rest of the year. But yeah, that's it for the NBA portion. That's it for the video, actually. You know, hit a like, hit a comment, hit a subscribe. You know, we'll keep posting more of these. But yeah, see you later.